Yo, welcome to yet another exciting edition of Football Buddies EPL preview show. It is game week 5. I remain your host, Noel, and to my right I have
Diablo.
and my left,
I am safer as usual.
as usual. Last week I had to eat some bitter cola because of the bitter experience from game week 3. But this week we are on a cruise, we are on a vibe. So let's get into it. Yeah, we have big games this weekend. Liverpool, Everton, Man U, Chelsea, Brighton, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, to name but a few. So without wasting much time, we'll go straight into it. Diablo, I'm starting with you. Who do you think has the edge between Liverpool and Everton? Tomorrow, 12:30 p.m., early kickoff.
I think so far Liverpool
Anfield.
have done so much, but the late goals show, I think that is something we football fans we love to see, mostly if it is our own team. But this one when our rival they get late goal show, make it better stop because I don't like it. I hate
It's not funny at all.
I hate when my rivals are progressing. Don't you see Man U? I'm with so much joy that Man U is falling down. So Liverpool should also do the same. Everton, please help me.
So who has the edge in this game for you?
I think Liverpool has the edge, but so far Everton.
On what ground? Anfield?
Yeah, no, and yeah, the fact that they have their own support too is another big advantage on their own side.
Yeah.
And all, because the Anfield over the years we've seen it as a fortress. It's not easy to go to Anfield and get a point. Even if you have a point, you should be thankful because only the voice of the crowd alone will make you lose focus and forget your game plan. So hopefully Everton can come up, and it's early kickoff. Don't forget, early kickoff, early surprise. Everton, I'm tipping you, if at all, a draw.
So if we're over to you, who has the edge for you?
Early kickoff did not work last week, so I am done with early kickoff. There's no early kickoff. Arsenal pipe those guys. So early kickoff. I don't want to hear early kickoff. I don't want to hear early kickoff. Okay, so Everton, Liverpool, both teams have been good. Everton actually have found their mojo after Moyes is brought in. Liverpool have been crazy. 9 minutes. Liverpool are now the 9 minute kings. And they just score, even in the Champions League, they scored 9 minutes. So you cannot even write them out when you see the game at the 90th minute, 91st minute, and all that. You just have to wait till the final whistle is blown. It's going to be a tight game. Merseyside derby. Both teams will be at each other's neck. Everton said no go green. Liverpool said no go green. But I think Liverpool will edge this one out based on the fact that they have been pulling out wins from places that we don't even understand how they get this. Whether teams trip off or go off or it's just a Liverpool team this season. They have just been winning. So I still think Liverpool will win one way or the other. I think they'll edge this one out. But I pray for a draw.
They say I do not like draws in football games. It's the Merseyside derby and I'm on the side of a draw on this one. Liverpool, Everton is always a tricky fixture for Liverpool. They always find a way to grind results one way or the other. But we've seen it go all the way to draws regularly too. So I think nobody will edge this game. I am on the part of a draw. So for key players, who do you think is standing out tomorrow?
Isak.
Alexander Isak.
I think he's
0-0-1. No.
0-0-1.
It's
the Champions League.
0-0-2. So
No, I think Isak is going to have a say in this game. It's not looking putting off Salah. Salah too.
Yeah.
Is going to do a good job against Everton. I think he has a record against them. For Everton team, you cannot actually pick one player out.
Okay.
But Grealish, I think Grealish stands out because
Grealish,
with so much experience in the Premier League, he's bringing out this fire out of this Everton side, and you can also see like last season, Everton had some attackers. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was sidelined by injury, and they brought in Beto. He banged in some few goals, but this season with the introduction of Grealish, I think we are yet to see the best of Beto. 2 nines that have so much points to prove. Isak on the other hand,
Beto on the other hand.
he has so much to prove with his price tag. We all know when a club signs you with an outrageous amount, you have to prove your worth. Every single penny must be proved. So I think Isak has so much to do, and also Beto. So let's keep.
Funny enough, I'm going to be pointing out a different this thing. I'm tipping the 2 goalkeepers to have great games. Pickford and Alisson. I'm picking the 2 goalkeepers to have great games. I think it's going to be a game of lots of chances because Merseyside derby it's going to be a game of lots of chances. So I think if it will be won by any team, it will be won on by the defense and the goalkeeper, especially how much saves the goalkeeper is in the mood to make. I think Jordan Pickford will turn up, Alisson will turn up. So for me, it's between the 2 goalkeepers. Who turns up more, the team would take the day for me or draw. If they both turn up, which I think is what is likely going to happen, because those are two goalkeepers that don't have off days like that. Very consistent goalkeepers. So I'm on the side of a draw. What's area of the pitch? Me, I've already said goalkeepers. What area of the pitch? You pointed out the strikers. You also said Grealish. But what particular battles are you looking forward to in Liverpool versus Everton? Is there a particular winger versus a particular
The midfield, I think, the midfield. Because we all know how important the midfield is in the game of football.
Yeah.
Because the midfield is just like the orchestrator where a lot of things are. It's just like a decisive point in football where a lot happens. You know, when your midfield is solid, it breaks points of attack, like where they can harm you, because the midfield decides a lot of games. If you have good midfielders that can win duels for you, and also interceptions are very important in football. So I think Liverpool over the years, they have had their good fair of midfielders, but Everton, that is one point I think Everton are doing better.
very solid?
Very solid, Everton. And you should just, if you can stop the distribution of balls to Grealish and I think Dwight McNeil on the right hand, I think Liverpool can make them pay seriously.
How about you, Safe?
I want to say I would be looking out for how well Grealish is going to play against the Liverpool defense, and also
Szoboszlai.
Dewsbury Hall
Yes.
against.
Idrissa
I
Gana
have been seeing how he has been crashing the box.
Yeah.
Dewsbury Hall in their few games he has been crashing the box. Let's see what's going to happen this week, if he's going to be able to do it against one of the best defense in the league.
Thank God you didn't say the best.
And he's not the best. Arsenal is the best. We all know. We give you guys your flowers.
Yes.
For me, the battle has to be between Everton's defense and Liverpool's attack. This Everton team is defensively solid, and Liverpool team is a very, very attacking team also.
Yes.
So I think that's where the key battle would lie. Everton defense versus Liverpool attack. Over to the next game. Brighton. Okay, before we go to Chelsea, Man U, let's look at Tottenham.
Brighton, Tottenham. I don't.
Brighton,
trust
Tottenham.
I don't trust
Brighton is home.
Brighton is home. I think Brighton is going to win. Tottenham, they just flatter to deceive.
Okay.
They flatter to deceive. I think their coach still has a lot to do.
Thomas Frank.
Yes, Thomas Frank still has a lot to do to inculcate that his mentality into this team. Yeah. They look like they are getting the idea, but it's Tottenham. It's Tottenham. You cannot trust them week in, week out. In fact, when you trust them less, that is when they are going to perform. When you trust them the most, that is when they are going to let you down.
So Brighton
I think
has
Brighton
the
is going
edge
to,
for
yes,
you
Brighton is going to win that game.
No. Tottenham, like I said,
this season.
match week 2. I think Tottenham will play a very pivotal role for Arsenal to win this league.
This is what
I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. I think Tottenham has a pivotal role to play for Arsenal to win this league.
How can you be counting on your enemies to help you win league?
Indirectly, it's not directly, because we saw.
You remember you were crying about you,
Yes,
okay.
But he's out of the picture now. He's a bad belly person, so let him
What
go.
about Richarlison?
No, I think Tottenham will have to edge out this one. A 1-0 victory.
1-0 to Everton at home to Brighton.
No,
To Tottenham at home to Brighton.
Sorry,
Brighton will not score.
Brighton.
No, I think Brighton.
They won against Villa.
Brighton will not
Brighton is
score.
not a force. It's not a
No,
force.
Brighton
to
will not
reckon with.
score.
Yeah?
They will not score.
I don't see them
at their
scoring.
home.
At their home.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We all saw their forwards are misfiring. The mojo they had against Man City is already there. They lost last weekend.
They lost.
Yes.
Yeah, they lost.
So
They lost
hopefully
against
they can build the momentum
Well,
from that.
they lost against Bournemouth. We knew that we were going to lose.
They
that.
lost to Bournemouth. So I don't think they have any much effect on Tottenham, because Tottenham now they have a very competitive team. Everybody is trying to prove his worth in order to be a regular starter. I think that is a boost for every player in the Tottenham shirt right now.
In Tottenham team right now.
So I just feel Tottenham will win. So if you are a fan of betting, I'll give you a serious tip. Bet on Tottenham. Take that odd.
Yeah, I would go with your prediction. I think if Tottenham they are serious about achieving anything this season, then they have to be picking up wins in games like
Even on
this.
the road.
Even on the road, you understand. But I don't see Brighton not scoring Tottenham. I feel the Tottenham team is more balanced this season with Xavi Simons, Brennan Johnson, Mohamed Kudus, Richarlison. They have a lot of firepower up front and individual
They
brilliance.
are also great defensively.
Yeah, so I'm going with Tottenham for a win against Brighton, but if I would predict a scoreline, I would say 2-1 to Tottenham. 2-1 to Tottenham, because I don't see Tottenham not conceding against Brighton. There was that their stadium, the Amex. Yeah, so I don't see that. Man U, Chelsea, the Red Devil versus Chelsea.
I don't know why whenever I hear the name Manchester United, I just smile. There will always be smile on my face because
who has the edge in this game for you?
I think with Mayu already still in the building process, according to them, the Amorim ball. But we talked about how last week they always turn up in big games, but we didn't see that against Manchester City. Chelsea too. Chelsea are solid, also work in progress, but they are better than Manchester United.
Chelsea's defense.
Chelsea defense. I'll get to that, but I think they are just like two teams work in progress. But Chelsea with an edge. We all know that Old Trafford don't have any record anymore. There is no record anymore at Old Trafford. We saw Chelsea win there over the years. I think they can still do that, but let's not take anything away from Manchester United. We know injuries have its own role to play and all that, and their goalkeeping position too is under much scrutiny. The departure of Onana and the rest. So hopefully Man U can get something, but I think I'll go for a draw.
A draw?
Yeah.
Man U Chelsea draw.
A 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Safer?
I also think that game is not going to be as it's not going to be as
easy,
fantastic as a lot of people. I think it's going to be a boring game.
Okay.
I think it's going to be draw. Quite frankly speaking, because Chelsea has not won at Old Trafford for a while now, and I will still go with that. I will go with the fact that Chelsea has not won there, and I don't think this Man U team is going to be too much and then pull out a win against Chelsea. I actually hope that they were going to do that against City, but they did not. I don't think it's going to happen against Chelsea, so I think it's going to be a flat-out draw.
Personally, I think Man U is winning this game.
No, do not follow the crowd. I see what you are trying to do there. You don't want to follow the crowd.
I think Man U is winning this game. I think it's a game that will be won on individual brilliance. Palmer, Brian Mbeumo, Sesko. This is the game.
This is the game Sesko is going to perform.
This is the game Sesko is going to get his first goal.
I smell hypocrisy.
This is the game Sesko is going to get. No, think about it. Think about it. The Chelsea defense is not really.
It's not really that solid. But against
Man U
Man U
is
team.
Man U.
I think Man U don't even have a defensive plan
Against
in general.
Man U creates. Chelsea creates too.
That's what
Man U don't have a defensive
I know
plan.
that Chelsea defense is not that solid, but they are not so bad to the point that they are going to concede so much goals. Most times it's just one.
It's not going to be a
mistake and all that.
I don't see against Bayern Munich.
It's not going to be a huge scoreline game. I just feel
Bayern Munich is a top team.
It's
a top team, and then
Chelsea are very lucky to even
Manchester United. What is Manchester
I say it now?
But Chelsea are very lucky to even go away with just.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you
What
guys.
do you mean?
You
I
play.
think Bayern were lucky.
No, you said something. Is Man U not a top team?
Man U is not a top team presently. What are we saying? Is Man U a top team presently?
that
Are you
relegation last season.
compare Man U and Bayern Munich? They are
Man U fans, remember his face.
Yeah,
Man U fans battled really. This is not bias. This is not bias.
Chelsea team and Bayern
No.
team, but
No, Man U is home.
Man U is a top team.
Man U is home. This is
That's
Old
what
Trafford.
we are
This is a big.
People have
No,
gone
this is
to
a
Old
big
Trafford and
game.
gotten results.
This is a big
Why do you
game.
think Chelsea will not get the results?
Arsenal, we ended a 23 years drought with match week 1.
This is
same Old Trafford.
This is a big game.
Okay.
We saw how they performed. They created more chances than Arsenal in that game that we won. Let's be objective.
That's
We
where
are
your
being
solidity of your defense.
They will turn up against
They will turn up
Chelsea.
against Chelsea.
Man U will turn
That
up
is where the
against Chelsea.
solidity of your
They will turn
defense comes to
against
play
Chelsea. Let's watch and
because what makes a defense great is your ability to absorb pressure. You get that is why they rate Arsenal so much because you see our defense being able to absorb so much pressure.
But do you believe Man U will turn up against Chelsea?
I don't believe because Man U, why I say so, Man U don't even have a defensive plan. We saw that against City. They were trying to play a high line and it cost them dearly.
What I'm saying is, even if Man U turn up against Chelsea, both team has a bad defense. Man U's defense is even worse than
Even
Chelsea's
Center
defense.
midfield.
Yeah, and then
attack.
you cannot compare. If you are looking at the attack, you cannot compare Chelsea's attack and Man U attack. Chelsea's attack is way better.
Even their
So
midfield.
against that Man U defense, what do you think is going to happen? There will be plenty chances.
They don't even have a plan. They
There will
use
be
to
plenty
defend.
chances, but I feel like because of history, Man U
It
is
is a
not
big
because
game
of
and they are
history,
home.
it's going to be a draw.
No,
But
stop saying
it's
home.
still- it's still-
They are home.
Old Trafford is no longer a fortress.
2-1 to Man U at Old Trafford.
Even
It's
the
not
Vitality
prediction,
Stadium,
yeah,
even the Vitality Stadium, Bonham
Yeah, giving his prediction.
has so much history than Manchester United. Over the years, we saw Burnley, Southampton, different club. take points at
Which
Old
player
Trafford.
are you looking to stand out? In this
Kopama, always the code.
Which player? Which players?
Which players? Which
The
players?
code.
Which players? If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think for Chelsea, it's going to be. I hope Estaval plays. It's going to be Palmer, Estaval, and who else again?
Oh, Caicedo.
I think they are
Oh,
going
how
to stand
about
out.
Gittins?
Caicedo is that
No,
one is a
yeah,
constant.
yeah,
He's a constant. You cannot. You don't have to look out for him. He's going to do his job.
Dino Gittins.
For Man U, I think Mbemo really
Yes,
works
he has
hard.
a lot. He's a hard
workaholic.
worker.
Yes, he works like a
That is what I love about
I
him.
think he deserves a few goals to the effort that he has been putting in. I think he's going to stand out. Sesko, I don't trust Sesko. I think Mbemo is going to be
Yeah, I
a
think-
standout player.
I also think Sesko is
I
not
think
getting the
Bruno
supply he needs.
Fernandes too is going to.
He's a big game player.
Yes, he's a big game player. He's going to want to. If everything works out well for him, he's going to be.
Bruno Fernandes,
Points
I
to
disagree with that statement that Bruno Fernandes is a big game player.
How
He's
is he
not.
that?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Consistently,
Raya is still diving his free kick.
consistently he is not. Consistent. I think. First of all, I think that is one thing about having to depend on one particular player for everything, because we are all humans. Last, we are all humans, and that at a point you get tired of working, and you see no results. I think Bruno needs to leave that United team.
So
Bruno.
which players are you tipping to stand out?
Mbeumo,
this weekend?
because
Man
we
U
know
and Chelsea.
he's a tireless worker. We saw that in his Brentford days,
Yeah.
where he single-handedly carried his Brentford team. I think when you carry a team for so long, what you deserve, you need some flowers and support. If Man U can get Mbeumo enough support, and defensively too, they have to put in some work, because that defense we saw against City is very shambolic, and they just need a plan, because you cannot be playing a high line against a team with so much pace. And if they try that against Chelsea, the pace of Estevao, Kopama, and the rest, because we know Chelsea attackers are all blessed with pace. I don't even see any Chelsea attacker that is slow in pace. They will punish them a lot, because if they go with that kind of defense they went with Man City, I think Chelsea will punish them a lot.
So are you sticking to your tip that it is midfield where the battle will be won and lost?
No, I think the attack has so much to do with this, because going forward, I don't see Man U offering so much. It's just chances after chances after chances
Have chances.
after chances, and no solid finisher in that Manchester United team. I think Sesko too is not getting the supply.
If Cunha was available,
Yes,
I think
Sesko is not getting the supply. I think they need to pull in that ball more frequently, because we know players with height are very good.
It's
with
good.
their
He
head.
likes
And
going for the ball.
Sesko is also that kind of attacker that can bring down that ball. And I think they have not even unlocked many of his abilities, because he's also that kind of attacker that can hold up play.
Very well.
And that is where they need Cunha, the Brazilian. They need him, because once you can hold on play for him, he has that pace, and he also has the skills to beat one or two defenders and
Maneuver.
maybe lay a pass for ball. I think what Man U needs the most is a finisher, a good finisher. Because
So the game will be won and lost in the both boxes.
Both
Chelsea's
boxes.
attack.
both boxes. So I don't see anybody going away with 3 points.
Defense
I think that game is a score draw.
Is
It's a draw. 1-1, 2-2. But I don't see it being
You
goalless.
are predicting a draw.
I'm predicting a draw. I'm never predicting a high scoring draw, but I think mistakes will be made.
Yes.
And it's those mistakes that will lead to the goals.
Manchester United, I do not love you people, but let me just give you this win and see whether you disappoint me.
Then you go, I'm sorry, but you're disappointed.
Another this match is going to be very tough. Bournemouth, Newcastle. It's going to be very tough.
Bournemouth over the back
Bournemouth
wins.
zone.
Bournemouth is home.
It's going to be a game
Bournemouth
between
will be
two very
it's tough
solid
not to
teams.
crack. And then presently, I am not really feeling Newcastle. I know that they are
In their goal scoring or in their play.
not in their play. I think they are just hard done by luck.
Like you say, you are not feeling them.
I'm not feeling them to
in their
win.
goal scoring. Okay.
I'm not feeling them to win because this
That team
Newcastle
is very solid.
the Newcastle that was played last season, they were clinical. One chance, one goal.
Punish you.
They will punish you if you give them the opportunity. But this season, I think something is off, owing to the fact that they lost the sack, and I think they had so much media attention and all that. So they are not very organized. But I think they are still going to find their rhythm. But for now, they have not found their rhythm. So I am not thinking that Bournemouth is going to overrun them still. But I think Bournemouth will have the edge here. Yeah, we saw against Barcelona at the Champions League. They held out for long, but immediately the first goal came in. It's like they crumbled and then everything started. So I still think that they just need a spark, but I don't see the spark happening in this game.
Okay.
So I'm giving it to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will have now.
Oh, Isak. They lost a gem in Isak, but these things we've seen it over the years in football. because football is a very vast game. They lost Isak, but they replaced him with Voltemad, and I think Voltemad is a solid attacker, if you ask me, because I've watched him play a few games, even when he was in Germany. He had interest from Bayern. They stalled out for too long, so he left and went to Newcastle. He's this kind of attacker that feed him the ball on the air. He has so much to offer on the air. I think he's 7 feet tall, 7.1 feet tall, thereabouts. Yes, so
6.6.
no, I think 7.1. He's very tall. If you even against Barcelona yesterday, Newcastle are still a solid side. I don't see Bournemouth going away with the win. Newcastle are still a solid side, but just without the finishing experience of Isak. But they are still the same players. All they need to do is just find a new focus, which is in Votemat. Just feed him the ball. Feed him the ball.
Personally, in the EPL, after Arsenal, the team I think brings that level of fight and grit is Newcastle. When they play, they may not have that much technical side of the game like Arsenal has, passing in triangles, but when it comes to bringing that fight and grit, when they are ready for you, they are ready for you. And another thing, do not let Newcastle score you first. If Newcastle scores a goal against you first, that game is almost as good as done. So Bournemouth should look to tighten up at home. They are back. Make sure they don't concede. And if they don't concede first, they stand a chance to actually win the game against Newcastle. Two very solid teams. Bournemouth is a very difficult team to beat. Newcastle is also a very difficult team to beat. But with Bournemouth being at home, I just feel they'll have the edge. Bournemouth is in form. I just feel they'll have the edge. It may not be a high-scoring game like that. Maybe 1-0, 2-1. I just feel Bournemouth will have the edge for some reason. I'm a huge lover of Newcastle, but if I was to predict this one, I'll go for 2-1 to Bournemouth because they are home and they are in form. And I still expect Newcastle to be able to create a chance or two against them. So, for me, the key area of the pitch where everything will be won and lost is in midfield. We know how physical Newcastle's midfield is, and Bournemouth, we know how organized they are from defense to midfield to attack too. So the key battle will be in the midfield between Newcastle's ever ready to fight midfielders, Tonali, Guimaraes, and Joelinton, and the Bournemouth midfield. But that being said, if you were to predict, who are you predicting to win the game?
I think Newcastle might just walk away with the point.
With the points, 3 points.
I'm going with my guts here because I saw what Newcastle play against Barcelona yesterday, and they like I said, they lack that finishing experience. They created lots of chances, and Barcelona just won that game out of individual brilliance in Marcus Rashford, because yesterday I think he had the spirit of Johan Cruyff in him, because yesterday it was not the Marcus Rashford I saw I knew at Manchester United. Like they said, once you leave Manchester United, automatically you become better.
Nobody is ever a serious player at Manchester United.
Rashford was like prime Thierry Henry, pushing the ball and covering spaces.
When you play for a good team, your level.
I was so shocked that Marcus Rashford was this good.
But why would you say that? But we've seen Marcus Rashford do this.
Yes.
2022, 2023
How many years back? That was 2-3 years back.
He was playing in a very good,
in a good Manchester United side. Yes.
Until they decided to bring in Ten Hag.
I think Newcastle had to put that ball in the box for Votemat, because, like I said, he has so much to offer on the air. I know what I'm saying. I've seen this guy play. Like, this guy literally is a beast on the air. These Bournemouth defenders are not so tall. I think the only tall defender they had was Ilya Zabani, which he left for Paris Saint-Germain. That is one of the tallest defenders they have. The Nysen is not. He's tall too, but I think yesterday against Barcelona, some of the defenders they were not even up to his shoulder. I think the only one that was up to his shoulder was Araujo. Even when he came in the second half, he won so many balls on the air. I think that also will play a very pivotal role for them if they want to win. And I think Newcastle are going to win tomorrow.
I've already given it to Bournemouth. I think that Bournemouth is going to edge this one out.
This last game is the Oga Patapata of them.
How is the Oga Patapata?
This is the Oga Patapata of them.
This is the title decider.
This is the title decider. This is early title decider. See, I would say this is early title decider because people are not saying what wants to happen this season.
They are just completely writing off Man City.
This title will be struggled between Arsenal and Man City.
Why do you know?
No, don't write off Liverpool.
I think it's going to be a 3-horse race. I think it's going to be. I said this at the beginning of the season that Guardiola is not going to come and play this season because he wants to prove that what happened to him was not the
the
him.
normal thing.
Yeah, and that he's not going down. His team is not going down. So he bought. They did their business very early, and he brought this team in. I think they had a few missing pieces. Rodri is back. Rodri is back. Defense.
And every game he plays, he's getting better. That's what he's
orchestrator.
Every game I've seen him play this season, he's getting better.
And it looks like they are clicking. And then let's not forget
Doku is going into
Donnarumma. The saves that he made.
I still remember the match Arsenal played against
United.
Paris Saint-Germain last season Champions League. Then
Donnarumma
is
Donnarumma is in that midfield, and don't forget Gabriel to his back.
yes, he's not at
Yes.
the left back, so he's
No.
he's
If
central.
you watch this game that he played against United
Napoli and Man
Man U, you would understand why they were missing him when he wasn't there.
Badio.
Yes, you would understand why they missed Gabriel. You understand why they missed Rodri. And now they have Donnarumma in the mix. I think City is it.
They have a solid core of Donnarumma, Vadio, Rodri. Foden is looking like he's coming into form.
You just mentioned Doku. Look at what Doku
Haaland,
too is.
Doku, these
Haaland
two
is
players.
firing.
I'm worried though, my brother.
I think City this season will be a real.
I'm worried though. I'll tell you the reason I'm worried.
And then you know something about City. Once they achieve consistency, they are very difficult.
He knows how to maintain it.
Yes, very
Guardiola knows
difficult
how
to
to maintain it, and they've won how many games now?
By the time they win 5 in a row, it will be very difficult to stop them.
And you know what about this case, and they don't struggle for the win.
I'm worried.
Yes,
You don't see them
They don't.
grinding out results. You
Like
see them
Liverpool,
strolling to the
they help
result.
you and they let you know that this is the thing I want to see from Ateta.
Yeah.
Hold the team, flog them well, let them know you are
Like I
better
said,
than them.
Last season was the easiest that Arteta could have won.
Yes.
But, injuries, like, let's give the excuses.
Squad
Injuries
depth.
and a lot of things came in. This season is not going to be as easy as a lot of people think. This season is going to be a real fight. Most of the teams have not.
People are not-
Which is
most
why
of
you
the
see
teams-
us. You see us. When was the last time you saw Arsenal sign 6 to 8 players in a single window? The last time we saw that was 2011 when they brought in Matasaka,
They brought four
Jorginho,
players towards the end of transfer
the
window.
deadline day, and they brought in Yossi Benayoun and the rest. That was the last time I saw Arsenal sign so much player. I think this season we as a football lover, as a football fan, and as an Arsenal fan too, have seen it, because to finish second 3 years in a row, that kills your spirit.
And now, what I think this game is the consequence of this game, City, Arsenal against City is going to be, is that it's going to test the credentials of Arsenal.
Yes.
Owing to the fact
Every year
that
they are testing credentials of
this
Arsenal
is-
3 years.
But Man City has not won-
Let me get
Arsenal
it
for a
there.
while now.
You guys have played. Arsenal has played Liverpool. A loss. If a loss comes in this City game, it's going to go a long way.
Two
It's
games
going to
already.
go. Yes,
going to
it's
sound
going to
a
go a
very
long
loud
way, because
alarm.
this is we are just 5-6 games in, and
you
you
have
have two losses already.
That means
It's
we'll be
going to
losing
go-
for Liverpool to win it, because Man City has already lost.
It's going to go a long way to show how prepared Arsenal are actually for this league. It's early, but that's the fact. A lot of people, a lot of eyes, a lot of scrutiny will come in. Even the players too will start looking at themselves. The coach too will look at himself. And also, it's going to be a springboard or a yardstick for City to actually understand where they are
As a team.
as a team, owing to the EPL title. Yeah, and then it's going to provide a platform for Liverpool to judge these two teams. That is what this game is about.
I also
It
think-
holds a lot of consequences going forward.
I also think City, they have not even had a real test yet. And let's just take Arsenal as a
It's
first
most
real
difficult
test.
game.
Yes.
Because they have also we saw them lost to Brighton. Brighton are not a real test. Brighton are not fighting for nothing. They are just here to complete the Premier League 20 teams and to fight for survival as it may be. This is City's real first test. Arsenal, who are also title contenders. I can beat my chest. Arsenal are title contenders. That's why
That is-
the kind of business
that is-
we did this season, I think it speaks a lot of volume on
So who
where
has the edge to
we
you?
want our season to be. For me, I think we like, I'm a gambler, and the odds, the people that fix these odds, they know what they are doing. When I check the odds, I saw Arsenal 1.98 and City 3.25. That odd is a winning odd. If you are a regular gambler, you know that odd that Arsenal is giving. I think Arsenal will edge this game out. And also we have a lot to do defensively, because we
We'll be ready.
have Christian Mosquera, who is a makeshift.
that one, not
They
starting match,
cover.
that one.
Then who should you play?
Saliba will play that game.
You will play against City.
Yes.
Then I think Arsenal will win.
Saliba will play.
I think
Arsenal straight win.
Saliba and Gabriel have been good against Haaland.
Haaland.
Yes.
They have been good. They are one pair that have been able to silence Haaland in a whole lot of games.
I think they intimidate him too much.
Now, I don't think Haaland is going to be, but Haaland can be a
He
menace
cannot-
on his day. But against Arsenal defense, I don't see him doing a lot. So what I think is this is a test for the fluidity of
Man City.
Man City's attack. Yeah. But still, I still think that this game is not going to go as a lot of people think it's going to go. I think there's going to be a big surprise.
Man City winning Arsenal.
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
That's
say
it.
it's not
In
beat
my
around-
bias.
not beat around the
In my
bush.
bias, I'm not
Hit
beating,
the nail
I'm
on
not
the head.
beating against. I'm not beating because I feel like this game has a whole lot for a whole lot of teams.
Yeah.
I feel like the outcome is not going to be what we are looking at. Now, what we are looking at is that it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be if we are the bookies, it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a low scoring game. But what I think is that it's going to be a high scoring game, and one team will be punished severely. That's what the feeling I'm
This-
having.
this
My
Arsenal
bias,
Man
my
City
bias.
fan.
If you want to hear my bias is that I want City to win. That is my bias.
I don't
But
expect
what
anything
I-
less coming from
what
a
I am
Chelsea
saying-
fan.
No,
I
no,
swear.
what I am saying is there's going to be a huge embarrassment in this game. Mark my words, a huge
Okay,
embarrassment in
okay.
this game.
See, let me be factual.
Mm.
See, Man City, let them forget about penetrating Arsenal. See, they like they should go and bring De Bruyne and they should bring all of them back.
Mm.
The Arsenal defense this season is stronger than
Nobody
it has
has-
ever been.
Has penetrated us
That's
through
how
open
many
play.
games in.
These 5 or 6, 5 games now.
games.
No
Five
goal
games.
to open play. The Arsenal defense this season. That Timber,
That's 4
Saliba,
games in.
Timber and Caliber.
We have played 4 games this season.
with Champions League now.
No, we are not.
No, you count the games. It's still me. I'm looking at who has been able to penetrate. So I think it's going to be very difficult. My only problem is
Gyökeres.
not Gyökeres. See, Gyökeres is going to score against Man City. If everything goes, Man City they don't have the defense to stop him from scoring. Midfield is my problem. Being truthful, Arsenal have been struggling in their midfield this season. That rhythm is not there.
Because we lost Thomas Partey. Or
Partey, wait, let me land. That rhythm is not there. You saw against Liverpool, he brought Merino, Rice, and it did not work.
Mm.
The Champions League game they just played, he did the same thing. I did not watch the first half, but the second half, I watched a bit of the second half, and I could see that I know what Arteta is trying to do. Arteta is trying to build that PSG midfield that does not have a creative midfielder, and I will not be surprised over time if this is Odegaard is benched, and before you know, he's sold next summer. Arteta is trying to build a midfield without a creative midfielder, but he gets the whole team working. PSG is doing it. Vitinha, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, none of them is an attacking midfielder. None of them. They are all central midfielders with DM. But people don't realize. So Spain now repeating it with the Pedri, but Pedri has a lot of creativity though. I say so whenever I see that thing, at first I was, but when I saw it again against Bilbao, then I watched the replay of the I can now see what this man is trying to do. If you watch this, when he made those changes, brought out Gyökeres, he still sent in Norgard. The midfield was now still Zubimendi, Norgard, and Declan Rice. So he's trying to create that midfield that makes it extremely difficult for his opponents to have a way around his team, but they will still have a way to create, and so that's what Arteta is trying to do.
So what do you
That's
think?
what Arteta is trying to do. So
this game
I think it's going to be the midfield is going to affect this game a lot because Rodri is back, and with Rodri back, we are now seeing Rodri and Foden being in form. We are now seeing a slight bit of that Man City
for this one
of
goal
old.
and he's in form.
Though they are not on full
Yes,
flow
they
yet,
put
but
Manchester
we are seeing that
United.
glimpses of Man City when Man City plays and they have that spark. I saw it against Man U. The highlights from the Napoli game I just saw carried a bit of it too. So I'm now thinking, would Arteta mess up one way or the other in this game?
Both coaches are prone to these things. So.
Would Arteta
Oga and boy now.
would
They are
Arteta
prone
mess
to
up?
these things, yeah.
Arteta likes to prepare for big games in a particular way that hinders his team from actually.
I think personally,
Yes.
I think Arteta is still exploring his best midfield partnership. Not per se he's trying to create what PSG is doing, because you cannot play midfield that has no creativity. It will never work.
PSG is doing it. It's working.
You cannot say Ruiz is not a Ruiz.
He's
Ruiz
not
is
an attacking
yes,
midfielder.
and it doesn't mean a defensive midfielder cannot be creative.
Merino is creative.
You understand? Merino is a good finisher.
Declan Rice is creative.
They are all creative
But
in
they
their
are-
own way.
but they are first centre midfielders
They can make
and
killer
defensive
passes,
midfielders.
and sometimes you need killer passes to win games. You understand? These players can make killer passes. Like Declan Rice is good. He also has creativity in him. You cannot
Zubimendi
have
too.
creativity. Zubimendi, we saw it against Nottingham Forest. Just don't give space. And in terms of Arsenal, don't allow Man City to build up that rhythm, because if you allow them build up that rhythm, I think they are going to punish you severely.
And that's why I'm not.
So this is where that is
the
why
midfield of
that is why
Arsenal
I'm
this season,
thinking
I'm
that
not too-
I'm thinking that one team is going to be punished, because I'm thinking these two coaches will overthink this thing,
Yes.
and one person is going to make a grave mistake that before they can recover from, the other team don't score like 3 goals or 4 goals. That is my angle. I'm thinking that one of these coaches will overthink it, because Guardiola is just getting back normalcy
Yeah.
in Manchester City, and then Arteta, like you said, is experimenting with that midfield. Is he going to stick to what he knows, or he will still want to experiment and it's going to cost him? Will Guardiola want to prove that, okay, see, Arteta the last time
No,
that
you work,
was
oh.
okay, so let me tweak something that you don't know
You don't
about,
know about.
and then he gets punished. But I think that one way or the other, one of these coaches is going to get punished, one of the team is going to get punished. But let's see.
Who are the players you are looking at?
Easy. Eze Dibia.
What of Doku?
No, you see one thing I love about Arsenal team, and the fact that when it comes to man marking and one-on-one duels,
Yeah.
Arsenal are very good in that aspect.
Julian Timber, Calafiori.
See, just don't do too much.
Or they will bring Martinelli to come.
Just don't do too much.
Martinelli
Arsenal,
to
in terms of Julian Timber is very solid. I've never seen, since Timber arrived at Arsenal, I've never seen Timber with 6 player rating. Number 6 player rating. He always has
He's a
7 and
consistent player.
above.
He's
He's very
consistent.
consistent. And if it comes to man marking, just pin him to a particular player, and you see the best of
Pocket
Timber.
Vinicius now.
You see, he also like when we played Chelsea, I think it was last season, he made life very miserable for Kopama. Very miserable. And even Calafiori. So you see, Calafiori is also a player that he will never allow you to rest.
Yes. Like
So when it comes to man marking and individual performance, I think I don't see Doku having much effect on this game. You understand? Because
My problem is the Arsenal.
because we know that Manchester United, when they played last season, they don't have any player that can. The only player I think Manchester United have that is close to this is Lisandro Martinez, the butcher. He's solid in that man marking, but I don't see Doku doing anything.
So you think the player that will stand out in this game is Eze?
I
tipping
Easy. We saw what he brought against
You.
Nottingham Forest.
I have seen Rangers.
Rangers.
I've seen. You asked me. I have seen Rangers crashing the box
Very well. He does it
very well recently, although he has not gotten his end product. I think where people will be expecting the magic to happen is not where it's going to happen. I think if this man marking thing
It's
comes
Saka.
into play, I think Man U should be wary. Arsenal should be wary of Rangers. He crashes the box very well. That's number one. I don't enjoy the end product of Doku, but in the recent game, his
Yeah,
connection
his
with
Haaland,
connection with Haaland and Foden has been exceptional. Let's see if he brings it into this game. I don't look forward to too much from him. But I think where the magic is going to happen is Rangers crashing into that box. That's where I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
going
just
to happen.
very, very bent on Arsenal losing.
That is
Sentimental.
yeah, I'm talking about City. Let me talk about Arsenal.
Yeah.
We're gonna calm down. And they come. Gyökeres has looked to me like he's off. Even in the Champions League against Bilbao, I felt like he was somehow off.
For what?
I
In
felt
the match,
like
he got
was-
3. Next, that
was
guy is
somehow
getting
off.
into rhythm.
Yes.
There was somehow off
Rhythm,
for me.
full rhythm.
You know why I say this is I have watched his runs.
Mm.
I have watched his runs, and I think that against a very, very organized team, he will be forced wide.
Like what you saw
He will
against
be
Liverpool.
yes, he will be forced wide because those central areas
That's how
where
he
he
plays
will
his
have
game, actually.
he will, no, this one I'm saying not by choice. I think he will be forced wide, and then I think when he's wide, it is very easy to manage him
For what?
when he's wide.
Have you seen Gyökeres running with the ball against?
You know.
I have seen him in other teams, but in Arsenal, I am talking about the.
Have you seen him running with the ball?
against
against
which
his
team?
opponents?
Against which team in the EPL?
You know one thing.
How did he
How
score
was
his
that
first
one
goal?
that he-
How did he score his
I saw
first
that
goal?
first goal.
How did he
That's
jump
what
by
I'm
against
saying.
Nottingham Forest?
I don't know that buy.
You know
I don't know that buy. Want to talk about.
Arsenal have played so long without a number 9.
That is difficult for them to adapt to it.
So they are just trying to adjust Gyökeres to the playing with a 9 system at Arsenal.
see.
Excuse me, sorry. Gabriel Jesus is not a 9 per se. Kai Havertz is not both of them are a makeshift 9 because during Gabriel Jesus playing days at City, we saw him come mostly from the wing. So he's not even if you tell him to stay in the 9
He will not stay.
he will not stay
He moves
there. Gyökeres is a number 9, and Arsenal are just trying to fit him into the system. And I think once Gyökeres clicks into that system, goes.
See, For me,
I'm not done
for me, eh?
Gonna talk.
Okay. No, continue. You were saying something about finish because when I before Yoko did not score Man City.
No, Gyökeres not going to score Man
Go on, continue.
Gyökeres is not going to get any joy against City.
Okay, let's watch and see.
You heard it here first. Gyökeres is not going to get any joy against City because I have seen teams that are not very even organized, and Gyökeres has struggled against them. City is now organized. I think you guys don't understand the level at which City is now, based on the fact that they've had Rodri back and they have Gabriel back. Don't take anything away from Gabriel. Gabriel, as he came on, I watched his game. I was specifically looking at him and how he made the team better. And the guy actually knows what he's doing and he knows what Guardiola wants from him. I don't see Gyökeres having any joy. Where I think you guys are going to have joy is Madueke. If he starts. If he starts. I have seen an improvement in Madueke's game.
Yes, the end
After the first game.
After the first game. You see that you guys are agreeing with
something
me.
is
I'm watching this game.
Let him finish.
I understand.
If you guys are agreeing with me, you understand that I know what I'm talking about. I begin to see an improvement in Madueke's game, in his ball releases and his timing of pass. He's doing what he was not doing at Chelsea that made us not like him. Madueke normally will cut and shoot no matter who is in the box.
He doesn't.
But in the last 2 games, I have seen something that I have not seen against Madueke. And then this is the good thing about Madueke. One-on-one,
yes,
there's a 70% chance that Madueke will beat you.
Yes.
I trust Madueke more than Doku.
And he commits you as a player. He commits you as a player.
Yes, he was once a Chelsea player.
He's this kind of attacker that lets the ball flow.
Madueke dribbles with pace.
Yes.
He doesn't stand at that. Before you would want to think about it,
yes.
Madueke has, and when he's running, once he has pushed that ball, you cannot beat him to it. The only thing that will save you is space. If the space is short, where the ball is going to go out. If not, if Madueke wants to cross that ball, he will cross it, and that is where I think Arsenal is going to. I'm not done. Arsenal is going to get this one. Now, when Madueke makes those runs, the players that are going to crash those boxes,
they are always there. He's not giving them.
Is what he's going to.
They're always there.
Is what he's going to make.
All the time he has run. They're always there.
I know what Saka brings to the Arsenal.
That is what I'm saying. Saka's decision making is exceptional. Exceptional. That's just the truth. Saka's decision making. He knows when to cross the ball. He knows when to shoot. In fact, when Saka is dribbling or when he's running, I feel like his
Saka doesn't dribble except his necessary save.
I feel like
doesn't dribble
so before he finishes what he wants to do, he knows where to put the ball. Yeah, and I think Madueke is learning it. Probably they are playing Saka's clip for him every week.
Maybe.
Yes, because these last 2 games I am impressed by Madueke. Yeah, so I think that Madueke is where Arsenal is going to get joy against City.
I am tipping Madueke to have an excellent game. You're not saying me a hater. I don't like players with end product, but see, one of the most annoying games I have watched with my eyes is Arsenal Liverpool, and it was because of Madueke. You see all those balls they gave Madueke, If those balls, he had like 5-6 times. If those balls like 2-3 had fallen to Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, in the places Madueke found himself, Arsenal would have scored Liverpool.
Well, do you know that
Arsenal would have scored Liverpool
in the next game? Arsenal did not. Forest. Yes, Arsenal did not maximize Madueke.
Wait now, we will maximize him now against us. That thing he's doing, this is the match for see. And I love that he's beginning to understand that when I beat a player, and maybe there are more players, yes, I have the ability to still go on. Me as a bit dribble well. So when I see players where they do that, they vex me. Yes, we know you have the ability to dribble, but you are a winger for a reason. If you see 2-3 players, you know you beat the first one. You see 2-3 of your players coming in, you see that the opponents are there, you then enter the 10-yard box. Find a way to quickly give this thing to your teammates inside.
That is your decision making concept.
Give it to them and let them do the work. So he's beginning to learn it. He's beginning to put the ball in, and I'm beginning to see that this game there's going to be a Madueke to Gyökeres. Go.
Do you think that the beauty of Madueke's game is if he learns now that he's learning to pass the ball, the beauty of his game is going to be players that are running late runners are going to enjoy it. So now I want to ask the question: Do you think Gyökeres is going to run in late?
You don't need your striker to run in late. You need your midfielder.
For now.
You said you are going to.
For now,
you need your striker to run. You need your striker to run to.
For now.
To push the defender back.
You need your striker to run to either this side.
It is what you said. You said you're saying Madueke.
To Gyökeres, yes, because he's going pull out. He's going to pull out, cut back for either Declan Rice.
First of all, Gyökeres is not a late runner.
Exactly.
Not to.
We saw it against Forest.
He moves early.
He moves early.
So if you give him the ball early, or
Madueke will not give him early.
And yes, for this present situation of Arsenal, it doesn't matter who score. Let's just get the point.
Let's just be. But I have seen see now
That
they
is
cost
what he's saying.
Madueke.
That is why I'm talking
Now me they
about.
cost Madueke. Don't me they cost Madueke.
Madueke to Yoko.
Madueke will give Gyökeres
Through pass.
an assist which Trooper is going to give
Go cut am.
Madueke is happy give Trooper. Madueke is going to give Gyökeres an assist in this game.
Alright.
You know I hate Vitakola.
So
I hate
Wisdom,
Vitakola.
they give wisdom. The Bible says if a man lack wisdom, let him walk out.
we don't explore it.
We see,
We'll be disappointed.
I'm predicting now.
Anyways,
There's going to be an assist for
let's move
Madueke
forward.
to Gyökeres.
So you, where do you think is going to be the this? Me, I've said mine, and I think I've been debating mine.
No, I think so far with the lack of productivity from Martinelli and
Eze.
the signing of Eze has a lot to offer down that left flank. You know, because
beating his players is
because I love it. See, I love wingers with pace and skills, and so far Eze has that. Madueke also has that. But like
Eze
you
has
said,
end product.
like you said, Madueke's end product. Where to put the ball, when to put the ball is very important.
and even when he sees the person to put it perfectly is also a problem.
Yes, we know individual brilliance come to play, and that is what his game is mostly all about, especially in his Chelsea days, where he wants to cut in alone and shoot. But there's a reason why football is played by 11 players. It is not just you. Try and link up with your teammates. Maybe that is when you will see the best. So I think Madueke has been so far a decent backup to Saka. Personally, as an Arsenal fan, Saka is injured, but I don't miss him that much compared to last season
Because
when Saka was injured. You get
because you have been
No,
winning.
no,
And see, let me tell you something. There's a huge similarity. There's a huge similarity
that is why
between
Arteta brought him.
Saka and Madueke.
Yes.
Just that Madueke is still far back in his early days. Saka can
They
win.
are age mates now.
I know. I'm talking about developmentally. Saka can win you a game hands down. Madueke on a good day can score 3 goals. That is how good he is.
Yes.
He can score 3 goals. Just that, like we said,
On
his
a good
decision making.
He's too selfish.
His decision making. If Arteta can cop that, you guys have a jewel on your hands. That is just. the
But let's
truth
not
of
forget
Madueke.
another factor. It will be Mendy Rodri factor in this game. Who do you
Spanish-
think?
Spanish
Who do you think
maestros.
is going to come out on top?
I think Rodri has been there. Rodri have proven it against the big player. He has done it consistently.
This is
Yes.
one
One-handed.
Arsenal Man
Yes,
City, not
yes.
against
Because
After the season where Chelsea won against City in the Champions League, where Kante was bossing the midfield,
Yes.
we had another. Okay, I think Rodri played against Kante in the national team. Rodri hands down won that midfield against
Doesn't
Kante.
you only see him have a bad game. That is how.
That's my
Yeah,
problem.
no.
That's my
I was
problem in this match.
Bad game. That is what.
I have never, prior to that
fascinated.
day, I have never seen anybody dominate Kante. Hands down.
I go talk like that now. Can't take away Ozil, they don't waste need if you pursue Ozil. Which kind of talk? This one. Go and watch clips now.
I've never seen what they had a bad
I'm
game.
talking about
Okay,
two
so-
defensive
okay,
midfielders
okay,
going at
okay,
themselves,
okay.
and somebody, the other person, hands down dominate.
What of Kante and Caicedo? What of Kante and
I'm talking
Caicedo?
about Kante now. Now Kante at the top. Leave your Arsenal players there. I'm talking about Kante. I'm talking about Kante. Somebody dominating Kante like Rodri did a marvelous. That day I watched that game. I'm like, is it because but Rodri alone? I don't know. Zubimendi is
Saint
I have
has
seen
a lot
that.
of energy, but Declan Rice has higher energy.
Zubimendi is good. And then the good thing about him is he still has.
And
he still
one thing
has a
about
lot of
Zubimendi is
time,
that
a lot of
interception, his
games.
ability to
Yeah.
read.
But against Rodri,
Yeah.
in the books, if I'm just going to sit
That's-
here and not
that's
watch
his
the
father
game
now.
against Rodri, I'm not thinking it's good. But the game is the game. Anything can.
Zubimendi will score. Zubimendi will
You
score.
are just carried away by sentiments, but we could see how the game go.
Okay, final prediction.
Final prediction.
Arsenal Man City.
I'm going to be sentimental. City 2, Arsenal 1.
Arsenal 1-0.
I know they fear Man City. Arsenal 3.
City 0.
City 0.
Yes, very good.
City 0.
I think personally, I think the game will not be as we predicted.
No, no,
we saw
it's
against
going to be a
Liverpool.
tight game.
I'm not thinking that any of these predictions that we are giving is going to. I'm thinking that one of those teams is going to beat the other one by a 4-goal.
Arsenal 3, Man City 0.
All right. Me, I'm seeing a 4-goal.
I've predicted.
But let's just.
This is not Manchester United. oh.
Okay. On that note, it's over from us to you. EPL, Premier League, Game Week 5 preview show on Football Buddies. I remember my humble self, Noel, Diablo.
And as I will say every week, bet